Thanks for that, Tara. So starting out with a shout out here, organizers from Activated Spaces are putting a call out for vendors to open pop-up businesses downtown for this fall.
Right.
So this is their third pop-up initiative is what it's called. So it's where businesses get temporary rental spaces at below market value.
Right.
You do have to
An
say that
incentive
below,
for sure.
yeah, it's definitely incentive. Below market value to drive traffic downtown. And it's just in time for fall events like the Urban Nights in fall, which we covered in spring, coming up in fall.
Loved it, so I'm sure it'll be just as awesome this fall.
Yes, and all tenants have to be ready to be open and operational by September 14th. There are some guidelines here, and there is a deadline to register. So you have to apply at activatedspaces.org no later than Friday, July 20th by 5 p.m. And then on August 6th, they're going to pick the vendors that will be in there. So it's a great opportunity actually, because there's actually, I think there were 2 businesses from the last time they did pop-up initiatives that actually extended their lease, and now they have permanent storefronts downtown.
A really good way to generate that traffic downtown and encourage those business owners to head to that area.
Get your name out, bring people downtown, get the traffic going there again. And it's fun, you get to be there for Urban Nights.
Right, right. And Urban Nights was so much fun. I really enjoyed that. So people should definitely make sure that if they're considering that they do it before the deadline.
Yes, July 20th.
Yep. Now, an article on Huffington Post is resuscitating an old parenting discussion, kids on leashes.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Over the years, leashes for children have evolved into harnesses, literally like in the entire torso. I'm amazed every time I see it. And it's designed to stop toddlers and small children from bolting away from parents. And it started a comment war between moms online.
I can imagine,
So some pro leashes and some not. Now the writer stayed totally neutral, but they posted both sides of the argument. One person said, leashes are for dogs. You wouldn't put your child in a crate or let him poop on the sidewalk, right? So if you have a bolter, invest in a cheap umbrella stroller with a buckle. So that's on one side. We're going to get to you and your in her leash in a second. Now, on the other side, someone said, as the mother of twin 20-month-old boys, I would do anything reasonable to keep my kids safe since I haven't figured out how to run in 2 different directions, touche, at the same time. A reasonable option for me might be toddler leashes. How exactly is this any worse than restraining them in a stroller as you suggest? They would at least get some exercise. So
they would at least get exercise.
Both sides of the argument.
Yeah, that's the thing, is that when you have a kid that bolts, parents always say all it takes is you look away for a second and you look back and they're gone.
Right, and I remember, you know, being a kid in the department stores and it's agony and you want to be away. So I would hide in the racks and I would run around.
Too.
You know, I think all kids are guilty of that, so I understand a parent's concern, because especially if you have more than one child, that's a lot of little kids to keep your eye on.
Yes.
And I suppose a leash would help. It's going to take some wrapping around for my head.
It's the visual that you can't take, right?
I think it's just literally the leash. You traditionally associated with pets, with dogs, you know, and so to see a child on a leash still is not something that I'm used to. I don't know that I ever want to get used to it, but I totally understand. I understand the argument.
Full disclosure, I had a leash when I was a child, when I was a little kid, because I was one of those bolters. Both my sister and I.
So your
sounds weird to say that.
Walked around.
Well, because if it wasn't me that was running away, it was my sister, and my sister was even worse than I was.
And it's a good point. 2 different directions. I mean, you want to keep your kids on a leash.
I think it's and no judgment. If that's what you need to do to keep your kids safe, then go ahead.
Right.
All right. Speaking of leashes. You might want to rein in your friends this weekend. The movie ticket website Fandango. Oh, you're excited. Very excited. Movie ticket website Fandango said Magic Mike is the _1 selling ticket this week. This is the reaction that we're getting from everybody here. They did a survey that showed 87% of women are planning to go see the movie in a big group this weekend. Speaking of this weekend, 82% are planning it to see it opening weekend. It opens this weekend, of course. And 78% of women said this is the summer movie they are most excited to see above all the other movies that are coming out. Yeah, so women all over the country are did you see crazy excited for this movie. What?
Yeah, it's ridiculous. I can't. Full disclosure with this one too. We're going to see the movie.
Yes, I was about to say that
tonight. Yeah, so
yes, I will be sitting next to this excited ball of energy in the movie theater.
I am not going to be the only one. You're going to be the only one who's like maintaining calm.
Well, yes, you might have to sit by yourself. I have to say.
No, I'm going to be with the girls who are excited about Magic Mike. You know. I think this is marketing genius. I can't wait for it.
I'll sit by myself in the corner with my popcorn.
Natalie, you gotta, if you're gonna see Magic Mike, you just gotta go all out, okay?
All right, so we're gonna go see it. If you go see it this weekend, we want to hear what you have to say about it. And also, we're gonna be doing a little review on Monday.
I have a feeling I'll have good things to say. No, stick around.